Trick it.
Very much indeed, Mr. Speaker. And can I put it to the Minister that a significant number of ministers in this government did receive large sums of money, including himself, from Labour Together. And I wonder whether I think he received almost £60,000. He's shaking his head. If that's untrue, then I withdraw it. But still...
John Trickett presses a minister directly, telling the House that a significant number of ministers in the government have received large sums from Labour Together, including the minister himself. He claims the figure was close to £60,000. The minister immediately shakes his head and firmly rejects the allegation. Trickett briefly withdraws the exact figure if incorrect, but the exchange creates clear tension in the chamber. The minister then repeats for the record that he did not receive a single pound in money from Labour Together and asks colleagues not to keep repeating what he describes as a false claim.
To repeat myself, just for the record, I did not receive £1 in money from Labour Together, and I would appreciate it if members didn't keep repeating that falsehood.
So, point of order, John Trickett. Is it relevant to what we've just had to?
The House will have heard me suggest that the Minister had received a donation of almost £60,000. I withdrew that suggestion following an indication by the Minister that that wasn't correct. I've now had opportunity to look at his declaration of interests for the early months of 2004. He's received 2 donations amounting to just £60,000. I accept it wasn't in cash, so I wanted to clear what I'd said, make it clear, but on the other hand, the Minister has received a significant amount of money. I seek your guidance whether ministers who have received money need to declare their interest.
Rising on a point of order, John Trickett returns to the issue after checking the official register. He reminds the House that he withdrew the earlier suggestion about cash, but says he has now reviewed the minister's declaration of interest from the early months of 2004. Trickett states that the minister did in fact receive 2 donations totaling roughly £60,000, though not in direct cash form. He says he wants to correct the record while also asking the Speaker for guidance. Specifically, he questions whether ministers who have received substantial support connected to Labour Together should formally declare their interest before responding to related policy matters in the chamber.
Before responding on matters which relate to Labour Together. Maybe you haven't considered that, and you can give us guidance later, Mr. Speaker.
Maybe Secretary Jones wants to answer it rather than me. Secretary Jones.
I'm very happy to, Mr. Speaker. As the honourable member pointed out, I've not received £1 in cash from Labour Together, which was the suggestion from some members in the House. Instead, I received some hours of seconded time from staff whilst in opposition who were providing policy research to my role when I was in the shadow cabinet, which was normal at that time, whether in relation to Labour Together, trade unions or other organisations. And I'm very happy to confirm that those were declared in the proper way. There's been no breach of the rules, and I'm happy to declare them to the House today.
Rather than keep this going, Luke, if the honourable member believes there is something wrong, you would almost... My advice would be go to Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards. That would be the way, rather than debate it on the floor of the House.
The minister responds calmly but firmly. He reiterates that he did not receive cash from Labour Together, which he says was the original implication made in the House. Instead, he explains that what he received was seconded staff time while he was serving in opposition as part of the shadow cabinet. According to him, the staff were providing policy research support, which he describes as normal practice at the time across arrangements involving Labour Together, trade unions, and other organisations. He stresses that all support was properly declared in line with parliamentary rules and that there has been no breach. The minister concludes by saying he is happy to place the clarification on the record and adds that if the honourable member believes any rules were broken, the proper course would be to refer the matter to the Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards. The exchange continues with the minister attempting to draw a clear distinction between direct financial donations and the provision of staff support. He emphasizes that the original claim suggested he personally received money, which he insists is not accurate. He tells the House that seconded research assistants were transparently recorded in his register of interests and followed established parliamentary procedures. The minister signals he is willing to move on after clarifying the fact, but reiterates that any formal concern should be taken to the Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards rather than repeatedly debated on the floor of the House.